Hello, everyone, and welcome to the world of Eyes of Pearl. It's my world, and I'm so happy you're here.
Right
So,
on.
so today's visitor is someone that I had a interview with recently. Well, not recently, but last year. Anyway, he is a rock and roll radio personality, and I cannot wait to hear what he's what that's like. I mean, I haven't heard rock and roll in a long time. So please welcome John Bunch. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Agent. Thank you so much for having me. I always look forward to it. I look for our visits. Oh, why I gotta get next? So what have you been doing?
Huh?
What have you been up to?
Oh well, um, I doing this, doing that. I never stop. I never stop working, whether I'm writing my book or baking or making stuff. I never stop.
Right, right on. Now I may have interference on my interview tonight because I have my babies,
Oh, no problem.
and they will. Matter of fact, there's one right. Say hi, Odin.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
I'm talking to Asia. I'm doing an interview. Remember I told you? Hey, go watch your movie.
No, the one.
You don't want to?
Is that shooting star airplane?
Yeah, that's an airplane. Hey, man, let me do this. Okay, go see sister,
No,
please.
I want sister to come out.
We'll go jump on the trampoline.
Okay. Why you got nonies?
I don't know. Go jump on the trampoline. Man of a thousand questions, right there. Three. He's three, and he doesn't wear clothes. Like a small wild boy that we brought home. Just can't keep clothes on him. He tries to
My
take.
son was like that. So,
He tries to take them off in the store. Did you experience that?
oh no, no, no.
Yeah. He's like, I'm tired of wearing this shirt. I'm like, no, dude, bro, no. Put it on. Put it. I'm hot. I
Now
want
wait
to
till
take
you
it
get
off.
in the car.
Wait till we get in the car. You can strip down. It's fine. It's
Right
fine.
there, you go.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
wild.
yeah.
Wow. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So tell us, how'd you get started?
Well, um, this actually starts way back in my childhood when I was not much older than Odin there.
Before you get started, you know what you remind me of? You're giving me Ricky Ratton vibes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. You remember Ricky Ratman, right?
I I do. I absolutely do.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So it started way back whenever I was like 5 years old, really.
Hmm.
My mom and dad worked a lot, and so my uncle would watch me some of the time, and he was a DJ at an FM station,
Hmm.
and it was my job to go. He'd tell me what record to go get, and it was a rock station. And I would go get the record off the shelf, and he'd be quizzing me on this stuff. So I would learn as I went along, and that went on for a few years, and that started it started a fever inside of me. And then when like ages 9 through 11, I would make my own radio shows on cassette tapes,
Oh,
just all by
cool.
myself in my room. I just make them, and he actually my uncle saved them and he gave them to me. I still have them, and they're horrible. I live horrible. Uh, they're funny, but they're horrible. And then about when I was about 12, 13 years old, my mom and dad got me this 1000 to 1 science electronics set, and you can make an FM broadcaster with it. So I took that, and I've always been a nerd, and I wired up a little dish to it and a booster that was for a TV, and I could broadcast in my neighborhood.
Oh, cool.
And so I would broadcast my little out of my room, my little rock and roll radio show out of my room. And my eighth grade English teacher lived in my neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
Well, one day, and thank God he was a young guy and a single guy. He goes, "You bled over my radio." Huh?
I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking
Oh, I know exactly it was you. It was
about.
pretty cool. But you need to dial back the cuss words. You're a little young for that. I was like, "Ugh." So then in about, let's see, about 2011, 2012, me and my buddies, I was like, you know what? We all like playing music and we're all pretty funny together. Let's start a radio station. Let's just start a channel. Who cares if anybody listens? You know, we didn't care. We just wanted to do it for fun. It's something we do on a Friday night to relax and stuff like that. And man, we got to do it for about 3 months. And then one of our buddies in town that owned a auto mechanic shop, he said, "Hey, you guys sound pretty good. Can I advertise on your station?" We went, because we knew we figured, maybe 30 people listen to
I'm
us.
trying to
Buddy,
get
no, buddy, come on.
it.
No, bud.
Here.
I know, but I'm trying to do this.
Me.
Mama's not.
Oh.
It's just me. Stay right here. Be quiet, okay?
Okay.
All right. Anyhow, so we started doing it, and then we decided, since he asked us that, we should probably check the statistics, and we had like 10,000 people listening to us. So he's like, "Holy crap, we better step up our game," So we started stepping up our game, started building something. Then we built our first radio station, which was TFOK, and that was way before I had babies, as you can tell. And I had a show that our station reached 22 countries. We had 6.5 million listeners. My show was the Thursday Night Lube Job. It was
Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting name.
rock and metal and perversion mostly. Mostly.
That sounds like a marriage right there.
It absolutely a marriage. And I did that until my wife and I, we were dating, and she was a DJ too, and she's an amazing DJ. She really is. We used to have a show called the Rock and Roll Reunion, and it was a study of rock and roll, and each week we'd do a different year, and it was awesome, so much fun. And then the year I found out we were pregnant with our daughter, who's 5, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do that raw, foul-mouthed, perverse.
Yeah.
I just stopped. So I stopped for a couple of years. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I was busy working, starting a new company and stuff like that. So, but then one day I was sitting here, and it was after we had Odie here. I was like, "Babe, I kind of want to do the radio show again." She goes, "You kind of need something to spend your time on." So yeah, you need a hobby. So I started Ragnarok Radio, and my show's on Saturdays. It's a sanitary show, and it's rock with some perversion. It's a little perversion. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's there like this. As a DJ, one, I love playing music because music does something. Music speaks to everybody. Song speaks to 4 different people 4 different ways. And I figure with the way the world is today, if I can take 3 hours out of their Saturday night and let them forget about everything else and make them laugh and let them rock out, then I'm doing some good in the world. It just gives them a break from life where they can just, some people to be young again, some people just rock out. Everybody has something different for everybody. But, that's why I do it. That's why I do it. That's why I want to do it. Ragnarok Radio. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for fun. And,
Yeah.
And for what it can do for people. It's gotten ridiculous, the amount of followers Ragnarok's got around the planet. And we get emails from all over, and our biggest, our biggest listener group, of course, in the United States, but our second biggest listener group is in India. And I have a friend from over there, and I had to ask him, I'm like, "Why are they listening to me?" He goes, "Oh, because you're everything that's illegal." I'm like, "Really? All right, let's start a rebellion. Let's do it." Hold on, buddy.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so I mean, that's why I DJ. That's what I do. I try to behave most of the time on other people's shows and stuff like that. I'm a dad. I shelter my kids from it, but I do bring my kids in on my show because they're ready to do it, and I dial it back. And when they go out of the room, that's when I crank it back up, and then they come back and I dial it back down.
Right.
And they like music too. Odie, what's the heavy metal sign? Rock and roll. There you go.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah. So that's it in a nutshell, really.
That sounds awesome. I think it's really cool that you're doing this radio show because you love it. Oh, there goes the other Rugrat.
Yeah, they said they were gonna. Oh, say hi.
Hi. I think it's super cool. I think it's super cool. I think when I was introduced to MTV, when I was like in the second grade, the first rock and roll music video I saw was from Aerosmith.
Nice.
My favorite rock and roll group of all time, by the way. I love me some Steven Tyler. Love me some Steven Tyler. He's the best. And
I go play sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
So bye guys.
Yeah.
So as a child, I looked at MTV. I have a very eclectic taste in music, so I look at MTV for the rock and roll. I look at VH1 for the pop and adult contemporary, BET for the rap and hip hop and art.
I have a buddy of mine that's a hip hop DJ.
Oh, cool!
Call into his show because his show came on like the night before mine, and I would call into his show every show he had, and I would make sure I got through. And he'd be like, "What song do you request?" And I requested the same song every time, and because I would always request like, "Play me Eazy-E Automobile." He's like, "Not." I'm like, "That is Roots. That's Eazy-E. Don't you talk about my boy Easy, all right?" Every time I get to where, which he moved away, but I told him if I get near where he's on the radio, I'm calling in and I'm requesting Eazy-E. That's happening.
May he rest in peace. Eazy-E, may you rest in peace.
Eazy-E.
Yeah.
But Rocky, I remember, I'm so old that I remember the day MTV came on the air. I remember watching the very first video on it.
Which was Kajagoogoo, right? No.
No, Video Killed the Radio.
Video Killed the Radio Star, right. That was the first video that came on MTV.
Very first one. Very fun. And we were watching, actually the other day we were watching MTV Classic, and it was playing stuff from the 80s. And we're like, remember how cool we thought these music videos are? And some of them cannot dance that well, especially in the rock videos. You just got like, I mean, it's real stiff. It's like, yeah, it's not good. It's not good. And the effects were really cheesy, but it blew our minds because we never had music videos.
Yeah. But you know, they rocked that hair. They had their hairspray and that spandex, and you know, and there are some that wasn't so stiff, like David Lee Roth. I think he was part cheerleader. He was part cheerleader.
That's true. And they had and the spandex and with their groins out front.
Yeah, like you saw everything.
every even if you didn't want to, it was all up in your grill, and they get right up in the camera too. Just
I know, like seriously.
Oh.
Like I don't need it. No, I don't need to see all that.
Stop. Make the bad man stop.
So, what do you prefer? Heavy metal or grunge?
I'd have to say heavy metal.
Why?
Why? I love grunge. Don't get me wrong. I love grunge. I love the USB stick in my car. That is my mix that's in my car, my driving mix. is such a weird mix of music. But as far as like, and I'll get to that. But as far as like heavy metal and grunge, there's something pure about metal, and it really came about. I mean, it started back in the days of Black Sabbath, but then it was really defined.
Shout out to Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes, but then it was really defined when Metallica came along.
Oh yeah.
You got Metallica, and then you started getting even heavier metal. You know, you got Metallica, you got Pantera, Slayer. It gets heavier and heavier, but a lot. I use metal for a lot of different things. I use metal to get aggression out. I use metal to go to sleep. I use metal to clear my head.
Interesting. That's interesting.
I turn up metal really loud to clear my head. When I need to think, I'll turn it up really loud, and it'll just clear my head and clear everything out so I can think.
Cool.
Grunge has a different place in my heart. Grunge is a different. Metal's party music, but grunge is party music. It's like the party rock,
right?
Not the sexy and party rock, but grunge was a little more acceptable in the mainstream when it first came out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It really was. It was a little more acceptable where you had that football player and those cheerleaders. There's nothing wrong with them. But for those of us who had long hair and cut up jeans, this was our music. Metal was our music. I mean, and then they started coming up with this metal that everybody likes. And when you're a young punk kid, you're like, hey, I like that too. You can't like that. you can't like that. You're a prep. You're no.
No.
No. And then when Metallica came out with the Black Album, and everybody liked it. It's when Metallica really went mainstream. All the metalheads got pissed. They sold out. They sold out. They didn't sell out. They bought in.
Yeah.
And they're the greatest masters of music. I mean, I love that. I love all Metallica albums. And then Megadeth. And then, man, there's so many. And then as I've gotten older, I've even listened to even heavier metal at times. Like on my show. Like, have you listened to my show?
I listened to a little bit, and I'm like, these people are weird.
Yeah. Oh no, we're absolutely insane. Just dark, raving, mad, crazy. We say whatever comes to our brain.
I listen to it. I'm like, wow, there's somebody who's more grimier than me. like, I'm like, whoa. Like, but then again, I'm like, maybe, yeah, we need to, yeah. Seriously, I need to be on your show.
You do. I'm going to dress. My next show is not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. So I'm just going to put you down in the books.
Cool. But yeah, I totally agree with you mean about the heavy metal. Heavy metal is like party music to get all that aggression out. Like just party music. And just, I'm talking about beer drinking, swinging from a chandelier, jumping on the bed and flying off the bed or some crazy stuff. And then you got grunge. Now for me, grunge is like, and somebody said this, put this very perfectly. It was like they took away the hairspray and the spandex and replaced it with flannel, and then we're going to talk about our feelings, but we're still going to rock.
That's true. That's all true. Because it was, a bunch of angry motherfuckers. Oh, can I say? Hey, can I cuss on your show? Because I cuss like a sailor on mine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, so you got a bunch of angry motherfuckers with their hair grown down their face. They cut it off the back, just let it grow out the front. I was one of them too, though.
You sound like Anthrax.
Oh, yeah. And then, and then it's, you got bands like Nirvana, who's a cornerstone band.
Absolutely.
Audio Slave or Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, cornerstone bands of grunge. But then
I listened to Pearl Jam all the time when I was a teenager. I don't mean to cut you off, but my teenage years were like my plunder years. So I
Right.
was like, so I would listen to Pearl Jam, and I was just I would like listen, I would like put it, listen to the TV, like, yes, Eddie,
Mhm.
yes, Eddie,
Hey, there's something spiritual about Pearl Jam.
yes, definitely,
Now, there's a couple other bands that during that era that kind of really kicked it off before Pearl Jam, before Nirvana, before Soundgarden, and that was like Faith No More
yes, I
and
remember Faith No More,
and Fishbone.
and
Let's
yes,
not forget.
I remember Fishbone as well.
I mean, those guys are really the pioneers of kind of, some of the pioneers of grunge. Maybe not the pioneers, but some of the pioneers of grunge.
Right.
And then, like I said, I get back to my thumb drive in my car. Okay, 1 minute you could be listening to Amon Amarath, which is heavy, heavy, and the next minute you could be listening to Tyler Childers, which is basically bluegrass, and the next minute you could be listening to um, X Gonna Give It to You, and the next minute you could be listening to Simon and Garfunkel, and then back to Led Zeppelin, then Metallica, and then it stands on. I love music. I love all kinds of music except for this new country bullshit that they came out with. I don't know. I like really old country. Like when I get in the mood to listen to country, I listen to like really old country, like that
Johnny
old,
Cash.
oh yeah, yeah. Well, Johnny Cash. Now that's a different topic. Now, AJ,
Okay.
Johnny
Box,
Cash, Stone John.
Boxcar Willie.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Boxcar Willie, little Hank Williams Sr.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah, just old as tearing my bear because I'm crying for you, which is a total opposite end of the spectrum of what I listen to most of the time. But every now and then I get in that mood and I'm like, or little Willie, little, hey, you might have fallen.
You know what my jam is? My
Huh?
boy, my boyfriend and I love Tennessee whiskey.
Oh, Chris Stapleton.
Yes.
Oh, now that that man is bringing life back into, because that man he's got soul. He's got so much soul to him. Like, I mean, I'm not gay, and nothing against anyone that is. I don't give a shit.
Mhm.
But I'd fuck him, because if he just damn, that boy can sing.
Yes, you can.
I mean, and that's what I mean. Appreciating musicians and bands that are musicians that really they bleed their music, they bleed their writing. That's what you get out of a lot of metal, especially early metal, and even some of the newer stuff you get. That's what I was drawn to metal, because it spoke to me. The lyrics spoke to me because they were writing about the same kind of things I was going through in my head or going through in my heart,
Right.
anger that I felt, and it just
Right.
died with me. And it also helps that I was raised by two parents that played rock all the time, all the time. When my pregnant with me, she put those big, 1970s headphones on her belly,
Oh, nice.
and she would listen to Black Sabbath and Nazareth and Led Zeppelin and Meatloaf and all that stuff. So it's kind of I was destined to be this jackass.
But you're a cool jackass.
Well, thank you. That's what I shoot for.
Oh, but yeah, when you talk about music back then, it was so organic because a lot of people related to it because it was so organic. It
Yeah.
was it was it was emotion. There was emotion put into these words, like what I read, not read, but listened to on YouTube the other night. Aerosmith's album Get a Grip was like about to like go under. Like nobody was feeling it
Yeah.
until they brought in Alicia Silverstone, who was the Aerosmith girl.
Uh huh.
Had no idea that she was still a teenager I thought she was 18. But the stuff that but the stuff they had this chick do, I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, I know, and I was thankful to be a teenager at that time. I appreciated everything they did for the
Yeah,
cause.
shout out to Alicia Silverstone, by the way.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
still
she
looks
still
good.
she still looks good though. She still looks good.
Yeah, for my birthday last month, my wife got me and it's something that I have. Okay, so a lot of times when people talk about rock and metal and stuff like that, you know, they name the mainstream bands like I have, you know, like Metallica and Black Sabbath, stuff like that, and you know, but you know, there's other rockers out there that are mainstream, and one of my very favorites, and I do this on every interview I'm on, and I do this on my show, and my wife got me a signed autographed picture of her.
Lita Ford.
Oh God, yes,
Yes,
yes, yes. Tabernacle. Take.
she is that bitch. She is that bitch. Yes.
Lita Ford, if you are listening or watching, or you're a friend of Lita Ford or a servant, I will be her pool boy for free for 1 month. I have a pass.
Lita Ford is that bitch. She is that bitch.
Oh man,
She will be that bitch till the day she die.
I
And
got.
even after she dies, she still
She's still
will
that
be
bitch.
that bitch.
That's right. I mean, there's two women that I would sell my soul for, and you know, that one is Lita Ford, and the other one is Stevie Nicks.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
The
that
witch.
woman can.
The
Oh, the witch
witch. They call her the witch.
too, and that witch is fine. That she was just. Oh, I'm getting all kinds of emotions right. I feel a stirring. Oh, I'm telling you. But all those
if you watch, I don't know if you've heard of American Horror Story.
I have.
Okay, she was on the Coven,
Coven, yeah.
and she did a cameo appearance because one of the witches was a huge Stevie Nicks fan. That was so cool. I was like,
Oh, I lost my mind. People in the room with me were annoyed. Like, calm down. I'm like, it's Stevie Nicks. Rewind it. Rewind
like,
it.
they're like, y'all don't understand. This is Stevie fucking Nicks.
That's right. But it is, but all the people. And you know, and here's the thing too about, you know, and one of the things we used to do in our show, the Rock and Roll Reunion, is you have to go back, and that's why we like looking at the evolution of rock and roll. Where did it really begin? How did it begin? And it began from a rebellion, and it began from the blues, and it began, you know, heavy metal wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the blues.
That's right.
Heavy metal, rock and roll would not be here. Even in any heavy metal song you hear, there's blues riffs. They're just sped up.
Mm-hmm.
And those pioneers like Chuck Berry, Jerry Lee Lewis,
Mm-hmm.
rebels,
Robert Johnson.
Robert Johnson, um, uh, BB King.
Yep.
You go forward a little bit, and you get like, you know, Morrison. You got Jimi Hendrix. You got, you know, Mama Cass. You got, you know, Janis Joplin. You got all the pioneers that, you know,
That's right.
built the foundation. And then I want to know what the has happened to rock and roll, because here lately there hasn't been that much good stuff come out. It's like it kind of
Hey, Dad,
fell by the way.
my shoes.
Yeah, go get them.
Would you?
I'm doing a thing.
I want somebody.
We'll go tell sister. Okay. But I mean, you know, like I'm not hearing of a lot of new rock bands come out that'll blow your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like they fell into a rut. Every now and then, have you ever heard of Gre- uh, Greta Von Fleet?
No.
Oh, okay. So I don't know how they are now. They came out a few years ago, and they started out as three brothers and their friend. They're from Michigan, and the lead singer was youngest brother who was 17 when they recorded their first album.
Mm-hmm.
And Robert Plant of Led Zeppelin said they are the modern day Led Zeppelin, because the first time I heard them, I thought it was a new Led Zeppelin song.
Really?
Oh, they sound just like them. Just like them. I mean, like, they got their own flavor, and it's blues, it's rock, it's amazing. But check out Greta Van Fleet,
Okay.
because I think you're gonna like it, because it's something else. It's
Right.
something. I got all their out. I heard one song, and then I heard a couple more, and I was like, screw it, I'm getting all their albums, and I did, and they're all wonderful.
Okay. What do you think of God, what is their name? Damn. Dave Matthews Band. Took me a minute to think about that. What do you think of the Dave Matthews Band? I only like one song and I play it over and over again, but go ahead.
I like Dave Matthews Band. I like a couple of songs Dave Matthews Band, but it's one of those things where they wore radio. You know what I'm saying? They just played the crap out of it. I mean, like, Dave Matthews. See, now that's a different genre of rock right there. That's different. You know,
What would you call that one? What would you call that kind of genre?
I can't. There is a name for it, but like Hootie and the Blowfish and Dave Matthews and Counting Crows,
Mm-hmm.
they all kind of fell into that category, and it's kind of an alternative rock.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, no, bud, get away from there, please. That's the air conditioner. Get away from it. You need it. Get away from the air conditioner. Played all day. Daddy's got a new job these days, so I work from home now.
Oh.
And so when they're normally taking naps, I'm kind of in a break time, so we're playing.
So. I see.
Because you don't look like you're.
I'm not playing at the moment. I'm doing an interview with Asia on her show. I'm on her show. There's people watching, and they gotta like and subscribe her show.
Mm.
Okay, go play, please. Odin.
I don't want to play.
We'll stand there then and be gruff.
Odin, come on.
But anyhow, yeah, that's a different. I mean, and it is music I enjoy. I love Counting Crows. I love Dave Matthews, stuff like that. I have to take it in doses, though. It's one of those that I can't just like, you know what, I'm going to listen to Dave Matthews all day. That's extremely too white. I can't. I got too much rock and soul in me, man.
That is too.
I just can't do
Which can I have marshmallows?
Dave's fixing to make burgers.
Oh,
okay.
I want some more. Let's take it for to Mom.
I don't know. Mom will be back in a minute. Go look and see if she's here. Go look at the window. Okay. But it is. No, but it is. It is. It's those. It is that. It is okay. If I walk into a party, all right, and everyone's standing around with their glasses, and they're listening, and Dave Matthews is turned out to a decent level so people can talk. It's not a fucking party, all right?
Yeah.
You go to a metalhead's party and it's loud, and everybody's like, "Look, yeah, and you're screaming and talking to each other. It's fine. It's totally fine." And people's chugging. I mean, there might be keg stands. There might be, it's crazy. It's like modern day.
A real party.
Yeah, it's a party. But if I walk in and it's all uptight, I'm like, no, gotta go, can't do it. Yeah, which I mean, I ain't been to a party in a long time, so
I haven't either. The last time I've been to a party, it was a boat party, and I got so drunk. I I like I had one friend holding one
Dad,
arm and the other friend holding me. I was like, wait.
Oh,
talking to you.
I know
then
being interviewed.
then my friend tells me, why don't you come to my house, sleep it off, and then you can go home? I'm like, no, 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 no. Just put me in a cab and I'll be fine. And that's
Right.
what she did. So when I got to my building, I get out of the cab, I take I get into the building, take off my shoes, and instead of walking up the stairs, I climbed up the stairs.
Been there. I've been there. Been there.
It
Yeah.
was great.
You know, let's see. I'm 47 now. And on my birthday this year,
Generation X.
yeah, I'm 47 now. My birthday this year, I decided, me and my buddies, you know what? You know what? Let's go hard. Let's go hard. Like the old days. Yeah. Well, that lasted until about 10:30. And we were all very hungover the next day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. We're like, okay, we can't do that again. And I hurt. Why do I hurt there? You know, did I fall? What happened? Yeah. It was different back in the day. But anyhow.
I mean, I don't know if I could still hang, but that's I never got that. I would get tipsy, but that was the first time I got drunk. Like I got drunk.
Uh,
I'm like, damn.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Good times, good times.
Good time. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's rock and roll. And then we grew up we grew up in the same era, and what was projected about rock and roll? What was rock and roll? It was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Those three things. Those were the cornerstones of a good time. Sex, drugs,
Yep,
and rock and roll.
that's right.
Majority of our generation did, and that's why everyone talked so much shit about Generation X, because I mean, we're a different generation.
But do we give a fuck? No.
Oh, do we care about your feelings? You're offended?
Oh,
Oh,
you have feelings?
oh,
What's that?
I don't know. Very feelings, because our parents told us so,
Yeah.
but we were better for it. I believe, I believe that the generation of, I still call it Gen X, the generation of rock and roll. There's generation, because there's other things. There's so many things that came out. That's not just like your standard, like when you say rock and roll, rock and roll. You had Run DMC. You had why am I going blank? What, Miami Sound Machine? All these different bands and different types of music coming out at that time that are foundations for music that are out today.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what came before those that built those foundations. But those were like the beginning. And then, you had NWA. Now I know all my heavy metal friends growing up. When we still do. Everybody, when NWA came out, we're like, hell yeah. And Two Live Crew, hell yeah. That's right. That's right there. If you're a metalhead, you love that too. And that's where back in our generation, we all just got along.
Mm-hmm.
Where everybody seems to be divided these days. Back in the day, we just got along. We were just all there to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs to get back to that. Everybody get back to having a good time and loving your neighbor until it hurts, and then maybe taking a nap. But
Yes, Mommy, sure, yeah.
go look.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. And I feel so blessed to be part of Generation X. I was born at the tail end of Generation X, but that's okay. I'm still part of it, and I still get it. Um, it's just that, and I find it funny because we're Generation X, You know, so you know what that means.
That's right.
We know some. That's right. We know we have the computer knowledge. We know enough computer knowledge, but you know, and
But we know enough analog knowledge. We know how to write in cursive.
that's right.
We knew how to pay our bills when we moved out of our parents' house. We knew how to make
Exactly.
a checkbook. We knew, we were survivors because we raised ourselves for the most part because our parents were too busy partying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how it was. I mean, not angry about it. I'm thankful for it.
Actually, the parents wanted to have us, but they just didn't want to see us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
That is. But it made us survivors, and we are survivors. Our
absolutely.
are definitely survivors. The way we were raised, the way that we all turned out, and I've heard other people say this too, but it's true. Generation X, either they're in jail, they're dead, or they made it through all the shit.
Yep. They're
That's
a very colorful group.
very much so. That is a good way to put it.
They're very colorful. Oh, and when Saturday mornings was like the highlight of our week.
Oh yeah, cartoons. We didn't have on-demand shit. We had to wait for it.
Yeah.
You had like 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half after school that you could catch cartoons, but on Saturday mornings from like 7 a.m. until noon, you had cartoons.
Yes.
And then Sundays, you always waited for the wonderful.
Yeah. On Saturdays, I would look at NBC, ABC, and CBS at the same time. I was not playing.
Yeah. Well, it was more like this or this.
Yeah. You would have to and then turn the dial. But that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. I don't care. Generation X.
Sorry, we only had like 6 channels. And
I know, right?
Cable came out. Then when cable came out, I was like, oh, yeah.
And then there was some, we discovered HBO and Cinemax late at night.
Skinamax.
Skinamax. Oh, damn, I miss Skinamax, man. That was shit.
And if you didn't have the channel or it was shut, it'd doing that thing, you have to blink your eyes real fast. You see what's going on.
Yeah. And then you had to is my mom coming? Wait, I hear my mom. Wait.
Mom's dead. All right. But also now I was watching now our movies were a little bit more bolder too, because movies. I was watching some older movies the other day, and I thought, I'm gonna watch this with the kids. I remember watching this when I was a kid and everything like that. And the first 10 minutes, boobs, and I'm like, oh crap! Wait, and then wait, boobs. Oh crap! So it's back then the directors have okay, I don't know what to do here. Boobs, show boobs. Yeah, show boobs. Do that. That's what would happen. That's what they just threw them in all the movies and everything, and it didn't bother us. It didn't bother us.
Not at all.
That's why I think a lot of us grew up perverse.
I did. I remember when I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, there was this show I used to look at late at night, but I had to turn the volume down real low, and it was called Red Shoe Diaries.
Yes.
So Red Shoe Diaries.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. That was my show.
Okay.
That was my freaking show. And I'm like, I want a guy to do that to me.
Right? Me and my buddies got busted by my dad. We went to Blockbuster to rent a video.
Uh-oh.
And I took my younger brother Richard with me because he was 2 years younger. He's 2 years younger than me, but at 14, he had a full beard.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, he looked way older. We used to send Richard in and do all kinds of shit. Alcohol, cigarettes, all kinds. We go to Blockbuster, me and my brother Richard and 2 of our buddies, and we have him rent this movie called Cannibalistic Hookers. Right?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, thought we're gonna be sly. right? So, like, yeah, we're gonna go watch women's, yeah. And so we take it home. We get in my bedroom. We watch, and then there's a school dance that night, and so we leave. We go to school dance, and we come back about midnight, and we walk in the door. My dad's standing.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
my dad was a big biker. All right, big biker, handlebar mustache, big biker.
Yeah.
He's standing there and he goes, we all walked in. He lifts up the cassette, the VHS cassette, and he goes, I want to know which one of you boys rented this. And we all went, and he goes, I want y'all to know I have watched it 7 times and it hasn't gotten any better. And we're like, should we be relieved? Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know what to think.
Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I'm confused. He goes, don't be renting this shit again. Y'all's too young. I'll take it back tomorrow. Don't tell your mom.
Too funny.
Yeah, it was cool.
Too funny.
Yeah, it was a panic attack. I had on parachute pants. I almost had to clean them out. Yeah.
I hope they don't bring those back.
Oh, come on. All the zippers on them everywhere. And
Wow.
for taught. We thought we looked cool.
I know, right?
You
We thought a lot of stuff looked cool back then.
Oh yeah, all like you said earlier, all the hairspray. That's why we have ozone problems now, because all the Aquanet that was used.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. For reals.
Yeah. Man. I think about them days. I'm like, don't. My kids, they will never understand. Like the other day, I showed my son, Saturday Supercade.
Yeah.
And I said, hey Alex, I want you to see something. He's like, what? So it happened to be on YouTube, and I showed it to him. I said, this is what I used to look at when I was a kid, and he was like, and I thought it was really cool that I wanted him to see the stuff that I liked when I was a little girl.
Yeah.
I think it's cool when you show your kids the stuff you like.
Oh, we got our kids. Now our kids are going to grow up kind of like we did as far as their taste. Like my daughter, her 3 favorite bands is Bon Jovi,
Nice,
Motley Crue,
nice,
and Twisted Sister.
Nice. Yes. Yes. Yes.
And then we got the kids the whole remember Schoolhouse Rock?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Junction. What's your
fuck?
yeah.
That was damn.
They need to know that stuff.
Hell yeah.
I'm telling
you. Yeah.
I mean, we learned. I am 47 and I still recite some of that shit in my head to remember some of the shit, Let's see, Lolly, 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 get your adverbs. Yeah, okay. Well, I know what I'm doing now. And when I'm writing shit, I mean, that stuff still rings in my head, I'm just a bill. But
yes,
but the shit,
bill.
And it was different then. It was educational. Everything was, it was educational. It was cool. A bunch of people were on drugs that made it, but it was still cool.
yeah, they were on drugs, but that's okay. That's okay. And there's something else that I remember. Like some of the cartoons that we watched there was always a public service.
Oh yeah.
There was always a public service, especially with G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah.
And when somebody says, now I know, and knowing is half the battle.
That's right. Always a PSA at the end. And then remember the God, like my wife, I got my wife because she was a huge Jim fan. I got her the entire Jim DVD collection.
Wow. It's on Tubi, by the way. You can see the whole thing on Tubi.
Is it?
Yes.
Good. See, that's good stuff. So our daughter likes Jim. So we're kind of raising them in the era of the same music and cartoons that we watched. So they'll grow up just as screwed up as.
Yeah. That's where I got my name from, Aja.
Okay. That makes sense.
The girl with the blue hair, her name was Aja.
Now, I didn't watch a lot of Jim, but I do know that from living in this. So, just saying. Go see Pussycats and all that good stuff.
Hell yeah.
No, but I mean, everything. I mean, going back, like once again, Asia, thank you so much for having me on your show because I enjoy it every time.
I mean, it is a treat having you on my show, and I just freaking love it because we could just like laugh and just be silly, and not that I don't enjoy my other visitors because they're great too, but
I know what she's saying, people. All you other visitors, I'm the favorite. Ha ha!
it's all love though.
No, it's
It's
all
all
love.
all love.
But right on. But yeah, no, I'd love to have you on my show. That would be outstanding. Dial you in, let you pick out some songs. You need to go check out Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah.
And you need to check out Amon Amarath.
Okay, you're gonna have to DM me those two groups because I'm gonna forget.
I will PM them to you.
Awesome.
And I have a public service announcement for all you people out there. If you're watching the Asia Pearl show, you better be sharing it with your friends. And if you share it with 3 friends, they'll share it with 3 friends. And then they'll share it with 3 friends. And then they'll share it with 3 friends. And then there's a lot of people sharing it then. And then that's a good thing. Because if not, I'm going to come. I'm going to stand awkwardly outside your window. And I'm just going to stay.
With the 2 kids, by the way.
With the children's. And there'll be a midget on a tricycle. And you won't know why.
Because I remember last Christmas, you asked your kids, so what y'all gonna do when Krampus comes? I'm like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
Krampus better not go to that house.
Oh, my kids are gonna whoop Krampus and kill him. We were trying to use it as a scare tactic to be good. Like, I won't kick his butt.
Like, damn.
Very strong children, but then it's hard. It's hard.
So, off subject. Tell me about I don't know. Is it a cross around your neck or what is that?
Oh, no, that's a Mjolnir.
Ah.
It's Thor's hammer.
Nice.
I am a Norse. I believe in the Norse god. Not saying around Christianity or Muslims, nothing. Everybody love everybody do your thing, but I am from a family of Norse, and that's why my son is named Odin.
Oh, okay.
So
nice.
Just most Norse people look like.
Cool.
Amon Amarath is a Norse metal band.
Okay. Nice.
They're awesome.
I gotta listen to them.
But yeah. He'll not. It's different. I get looked. Get asked that question.
Huh?
A lot. Some people call us pig. Which is a horrible word. And
what, pagan?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I lost you for a second.
Okay.
Well, once again, Asia, thank you so much. I do got to run because
I
have a catastrophe I need to tend to.
Of course. Mm-hmm. But do you have any parting words for our other visitors?
I do. Everybody, look, it doesn't matter what kind of music you listen to. It matters what kind of music brings you. Love everybody. Start caring about everybody. Start being the person you want to be, your next door neighbor. And the olive branch of love to them. And slowly but surely, we can all make the world a better place. It doesn't matter what religion we are. It doesn't matter what creed we are. It doesn't matter what music we listen to. We're all human beings. We're all stuck on this rock. So let's try to get along.
That's right. That's right. Okay, y'all. That concludes our show, The World of Aja Pearl. Thank you very much for stopping by at my world, John Bunch. Can't wait
Any,
to
any,
get crazy again.
anytime, Aja. And love you, sister. And
All
y'all have a
right.
good day. And I'll talk to y'all soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.